The best MMO ever, Blade and Soul, has just been relaunched as a brand new remastered game. This shiny new relaunch is so dog awful, I made an entirely new YouTube channel just to rant about it. I feel like that one guy that made an entire YouTube channel just to talk about how bad Mulan 2020 was. I am not a gaming content creator. I sing covers of weeb songs and write music on my main channel. But Blade and Soul, I loved this game. So much so that a few videos managed to sneak onto my music channel despite being completely unrelated. It was my favorite game of all time. I played BNS Japan, BNS China. I was there playing BNS as early as 2012 on the Atomic's private server. I watched the G-Star 2010 trailer, and I fell in love at first sight. When it finally came out for NA, I was beyond hyped. I played Test Alpha, Closed Beta 1, and Closed Beta 2. I built my first PC for Blade and Soul. And even though I was broke as fuck, I still managed to scrounge up just barely enough for some mid-tier PC at the time just so I could run the game. Unfortunately, I was quite far from the server, so I still ended up with over 100 ping, and had to use ping boosters just to do my rotation like a loser. Anyway, the point is I fucking love this game, and over the years I've glazed this game so hard to pretty much everyone I knew. As the live version got worse and worse, starting about, I guess, when they added Trove, I watched my favorite game slowly die. Like, it happened so slowly. NCSoft cut and bled this game out over the years, and eventually I stopped playing in 2019. And since then, I've constantly droned on and on about how nice it'd be for a BNS Classic or a relaunch. So you can imagine the sheer amount of serotonin that flooded my brain when I saw Neo Classic's trailer for Korea. I thought, wow, it's been so long since I felt a crumb of happiness. Is this what it feels like to see the light at the end of the tunnel? It's just a game, I gotta chill out. I was so excited. I could finally do my Force Master 100 to 0 Stunlock combo again in Arena. Oh yeah, I was huge on PvP, both in Arena and also in Open World, but mostly in Arena. I had a guild back then where we were all avid PvPers, and we had these makeshift tournaments that were so scuffed. We had to use 3v3 in order to have like a third-person view to spectate and cast the match. Since this was before BNS had the spectator cam for esports. It was so fun. We had members 1v1 against Chesung, who was the first place winner of the 1v1 tournament in Korea. It was like a whole thing where they flew him out to NA and everything. So imagine my disappointment when I find out that they removed Arena. Like literally one of the best parts of the game, and it's gone. Like when BNS Neo Classic got announced, I was ready to rise up from my grave and come back to life again, and then when I found out Arena was gone, I was just like, alright guys, never mind, I'm crawling back into the ground to rot. Eventually I just huffed a bunch of copium and thought, okay, well, at least it's still Blade and Soul, right? No other MMO has ever managed to topple this game's ranking in my heart, simply because the combat in BNS is absolutely top tier. The free skill specs, skill page switching between PvE and PvP, customizing your skill tree for a rotation that feels incredibly good, this all contributed to like how good I thought the combat felt. And then NCSoft was like, ha, bitch, you thought. All your skills are now locked behind skill books that have random drop chance, it's all RNG, and some of your core skills are locked behind purple tier books. Get fucked, idiot. Are you fucking kidding me? This has got to be the worst change they've implemented. More so than even the new marketplace changes. Oh yeah, did I mention there's the entire marketplace now runs off cash out currency? Like in order for a free-to-play player to buy anything off the marketplace, they have to first like sell something to get divine gems, which is basically only able to be bought with Ncoin. Honestly, I thought it'd be a lot worse than it is. So far, it's actually not that bad. But none of that compares to how bad the new skill system is. The pure enshittification that is taking away what we had as our basic skills and then making us farm or buy it back, that shit's crazy, man. The appeal of Blade and Soul was its combat, and when you're missing half the skills needed to make certain fights or dungeons feel good, that appeal takes a serious hit. I get greedy company wanting to make money, but hello? Brother, you got a game with so much fucking potential, like BNS Combat to this day is still better than 90% of all other MMOs out there. I'd say the only other combat that even comes close is BDO, Black Desert Online. And to me, BNS still takes the win because I just personally really like the smoothness and the freedom of movement, where you can use abilities and skills while moving and jumping and dashing around. Most skills aren't animation locked. Specifically as a caster main in every MMO, BNS is one of the only games where I can attack while moving and jumping, and while also just having really good combat in general. And as someone with over 1,000 hours on BDO, I do agree the combat is really good, but that freedom of shooting fire and ice while moving and jumping really just pushes BNS ahead for me personally. Imagine how much more money you can make with a game that won't lose majority of its player base a few months after release. There are so many other ways NC shit can make bank. Especially since BNS is kind of just a little bit of a gooner game. It's a tad, just a little bit. The amount of money NC shit can make just selling cosmetics and outfits. Heck, even with the current marketplace, I actually think the current marketplace system is not that bad. But yeah, they can make a ridiculous amount of money on cosmetics alone. The whole battle pass and marketplace system is actually quite free-to-play friendly, as players can farm for items to sell and then get the cash shop currency and then use that to buy the battle pass. It's not a bad system despite sounding very pay-to-win, which it still is, but far less than you'd think. I think if they reverted the skill system, added arena back, and kept the quality of life changes, BNS could head in a really incredible direction. Everything else is kinda okay, I guess. Infinite Windwalk is nice, the new card system, the gear and weapon system, I think it's okay. I mean, it's not crazy innovative or anything, but being able to equip any gear at any level is nice, I guess. The RNG substats are kinda... But with the increased drop rate and, like, the under... I don't know, like... I mean, it doesn't suck shit, so we take the small dubs where we can. I still don't know how I feel about the energy system. I thought I'd hate it, since I'm naturally a degenerate that will farm for 16 hours straight for a drop, but I think making it so that I can't is actually kinda nice. Now, when there's more content to do in the future, especially with dungeons that I actually enjoy, 100 energy a day might not be enough, so that might change. We'll have to see. Oh, and add back open world PvP titles. That's another thing I was looking forward to that got shat on. Titles like Double Agent, where you had to kill 1,000 of one faction, swap, and then kill 1,000 of the other faction. That was hella cool. And Blood Dragon, that was one of the most sick as fuck titles in the game. We had to kill 10,000 people in PvP. I had planned to farm for those, but lo and behold, Neo doesn't have them, even in Korea. But they just keep taking away everything that I was hyped about or looking forward to. I fucking hate this game, man! Well, those are my first impressions so far. Sorry for the rant, I fucking hate this game. But I also can't stop coming back, because, I don't know, BNS is like your high school sweetheart, love of your life that you can't stay away from, even though, like, she's changed and become toxic and only wants you for your money. But she's still so beautiful, so you give in and stay while desperately clinging onto your wallet because you're a broke little bitch and you're stuck in this toxic relationship. Level 36 is a terrible place to cap, so maybe the game will be more fun once they release the Moon... Update! They have released the Moonwater region. It's alright, I guess. The dungeons are different. It's way more gear-based and DPS-based rather than mechanics-based. That's another thing that I think... I don't know, man. BNS... NCSoft keeps picking, like, the worst option that they can. It's like, make game better, make game worse. They always go with make game worse. One of the things BNS was known for was you could do the mechanics in a dungeon, and it's the mechanics that killed the bosses. Or it's the mechanics that cleared the raid. And now it's just like a whole bunch of gatekeeping behind AP scores. Ultimately, the best PvE content in BNS will be the raids, so that's the biggest thing left that I'm looking forward to. Some of the really iconic dungeons like Yeti Cave, Ashura, Black Dragon Citadel, and so on, those will be fun to do as well. Maybe we can get the cool solo Yeti Cave title again, but this time lock it so that you can't actually get it unless you complete it fully solo. But yeah, still some cool things to look forward to, I guess. I don't know how much more copium I can inhale, guys. Don't subscribe, I don't make content.